Hello, welcome to the March 5th, 2021 Friday Facts and Fun segment. Today we are talking about social media safety as the final program in our Cyber Generations set that we have done. Social media is a wonderful way to stay in touch with friends and family, but sharing your personal information can come at a cost, as we'll see in the following story. Hank enjoyed keeping in touch with his lifelong friends on Friendbook. They had a 25-year high school reunion coming up, and he was more active than usual on his social media page, organizing and planning all the details. It had been so long that Hank couldn't remember all of his peers, but tried his best to accept every friend request he received. His page was private for security reasons, but new, old friends were always welcome. One afternoon, Hank noticed that he had a duplicate friend request from a pal he had added years ago. Confused, Hank accepted the request. What harm could it do if he accepted the request again? Days later, Hank's son called him to ask why he had created a second page on Friendbook. Of course, Hank had no idea what his son was talking about. Apparently, someone had created a brand new page using Hank's photos and information. They even had details about his most recent trips and a post requesting money for a charity. Hank realized that the duplicate friend request was the culprit. He immediately blocked the new friend, changed all of his safety settings to private. He decided he would be more observant next time he received a strange request. So this story illustrates some of the issues that we face when we're dealing with social media. And since more and more people are using social media, as indicated by this 2018 study, it's important to learn how to use social media safely and responsibly. Today, we will focus on the most common social media sites and the activities associated with each. How to keep the information you share on social media sites safe by managing your privacy settings. Social media etiquette and how to mind your manners when interacting online. Social media scams. And then finally, some social media safety tips. And the very last is some government resources that you can use. This shows a breakdown of some of the most common social media platforms and their uses. Sites are constantly evolving, so their additional uses may be possible. And there are many, many more social media sites other than the few we have listed here. Let's start with Facebook. It's a good way to connect with friends and family, post status updates, comments, and links on posts. Check in to locations, send private messages, join common interest groups, upload photos and videos, and play games. YouTube is a popular video sharing website. You can watch user-generated content, and it lets users video blog, or what's known as a vlog. You can upload your own videos and share videos that you enjoy, and you can subscribe to channels you like, such as the Hondo Public Library's YouTube channel, where our programs reside after Facebook. LinkedIn connects people through their careers and digital resumes. You can apply for jobs, you can announce job changes, and you can endorse the skills of coworkers. Twitter allows you to broadcast short messages called tweets in 280 characters or less. I believe that changed because I believe it went down to 140. Remember our Cyber Generations book was a 2018 version, so I believe it is only 140 now. Post pictures, links, and videos. Follow other users. You can do direct messaging, and it is used as a marketing tool. Instagram allows the sharing of photos and videos. You can add stories in the form of photos and videos, which disappear after 24 hours. You can follow friends, brands, celebrities, and influencers. It's also used as a marketing tool, and you can edit photos. Pinterest is a digital pin board, so you can post interesting visual content called pins. You can follow other users, and you can message other users. So when you set up your account, or if you're updating an existing account, you can maintain security by updating your privacy settings. In Facebook, you use Privacy Checkup to see your current settings. Click at the top of any page, your home page, select Privacy Checkup, and then set your settings to make your privacy as secure as you can. You can make your tweets private or public. Again, go to your privacy and safety settings. In the tweet privacy section, check the box next to Protect My Tweets. Click the Save button at the bottom of the page and confirm with your account password to save those changes. In LinkedIn, change your account and privacy settings by clicking the Me icon at the top of your LinkedIn homepage. Select Settings and Privacy from the drop-down. Pinterest, there are various security options to keep your account private, including safe mode and two-factor authentication, and you can research that at help.pinterest.com. For any other social media accounts, you can always search the privacy settings, which you usually will find at this little spoke icon. It's similar to what the settings icon would look like on a website, and this will allow you to make changes to the website's personal and account settings. Sometimes some websites use, instead of the spoke, a little lock symbol, and that represents privacy settings. When you see a lock, you can think of safety and access. If you don't see either of those symbols, the help symbol, the question mark, is a good indication that you can find help and support there. And when in doubt, click on that question to search the topic that you need assistance with. In this case, privacy settings. Now that you have set up and secured your accounts, let's look at social media etiquette. Social media etiquette consists of 4 basic overall steps with some things under each one. First and foremost, don't overshare. Keep the personal information that you do share at a minimum. Don't announce vacation details. Somebody might see that you're on vacation and go and rob your house. So there are reasons to keep all these things less shared. Do not share information about other people. Do not share financial information or any sensitive data on social media. When you do comment and post, do so carefully. Be careful with personal comments because that may affect your relationships. Before you post, consider how your comments might be perceived. It's very easy to make a joke in person because we can rely on our facial expressions, our tone of voice. But when you're putting something in a post, the joking aspect may not come across and it can be misinterpreted. So be careful about how the other person might be perceiving what you're saying. If you think one of your friends might be interested in a post, rather than tagging them, send them a message separately. That way, you're not exposing yourself or them. When you do post online, don't flood other people's feed. Post responsibly. That basically means don't post 50 things to someone in an hour, 50 different cat videos today. Limit what you're posting to yes, those cat videos are cute, but pick one or two that are your favorite and share those rather than oversharing. If someone tells you something in confidence, be very careful not to bring up that topic online because you're violating their privacy. Don't get into arguments online. Respect the rights of other people to express their opinion. In the old days, my grandparents always said, don't talk about religion or politics because other people's opinions may not match yours and you're not going to change their opinions. A lot of the trouble with social media over the last couple of years is because people don't follow that rule. Again, don't get into an argument online. This is supposed to be for fun and enjoyment. Do not use all caps. When you are typing everything in all caps, that indicates to others that you are yelling, and that is considered rude. So use proper sentence capitals at the beginning of sentences and for proper nouns, lowercase letters elsewhere. Cautiously share photos and videos. Do not repost someone's media without permission. If you are going to post pictures, ask those people if it's all right if their pictures are shared. And everyone has their own ideas about what they can share or what they would like shared on social media. Be respectful of their choices. If they've chosen to limit their presence on social media or their children's presence, respect that. Finally, be wary of the friends that you keep. It's best to only invite and accept friend requests from people that you know. If you receive a request from someone you don't know, it's perfectly okay to just delete it and move on or ignore it. Cyber criminals use ways to gain your personal information by sending false friend requests, as we saw in the story with Hank. And this information has come from blog.heritage-hall.org/2017/09/12 social-media-do's-and-don'ts-for-seniors. Now that we have set up our account, set our privacy settings, and we know the proper etiquette to navigate on social media, let's look at some of the social media scams that you might encounter. The first we want to look at is dummy profiles, like the one in Hank's story. Hackers can easily steal the information of you, your loved ones, and friends to whom you're connected on any social media site. They can then impersonate that person whose information was stolen and reach out to you with some urgent financial emergency that requires you to make a wire transfer, or they can lure you in with the promise of some brilliant business opportunity that will make you rich overnight. Or, like in Hank's story, they may use your information and set up a site to request money from others, the charity request. Always be very wary of any online monetary request from a friend or family member. Try to contact that person personally, not on the social media site, but by phone or in person before you proceed any further. Also, be very careful about any friend request from a person whom you've already friended on that platform. Duplicate friend requests are a very big red flag. This is an interesting statistic. Did you know Facebook deleted 583 million false accounts in the first 3 months of 2018? That's a lot of accounts. Next, let's look at clickbait. Clickbait usually refers to a photo or headline that is tailored to grab your attention and prompt you to click through to learn more. Clicking on such links can redirect you to an altogether different website with malicious content, which can download dangerous malware onto your device. Like-jacking occurs when criminals post false Facebook like buttons to web pages. Users who click the button don't end up liking the page, but instead they download malware. Examples of some clickbait headlines are, "Do just this one thing and you will never have to go on a diet ever again." Click. "These yesteryear celebrities are practically unrecognizable now. Number 8 will shock you." Click. "This one practice can save you thousands in utility bills." Click. Remember, these are headlines to grab your interest and try to get you to click. If you really need this information, there are other ways to research it. Another social media scam is the sick baby scam. And there are multiple versions of this. Scammers use real pictures of sick and disabled children to manipulate people into donating to help save their lives or for emergency treatment. People are often asked to like and share such photos to raise awareness or money, thereby making the hoax spread faster. And many families are distressed to find that photos of their sick family member is being misused in this manner. But most of the time, there's very little they can do to stop the circulation of the post. Here's an example. This child's got a cancer. Facebook is ready to pay 3 cents for every share. We don't know if it's true or not, but let's everyone share. Maybe it's true. And then share for this baby. Please share. Thanks. There is something you can do. If this photo is about you or a friend, report it. If it's not, then if it's about something else, you can still report it as spam. Or if there are other issues with it, such as that it's nudity or pornographic, or it's hate speech or illegal drug use. All of these things are dangers in social media. An alternate version is not the sick baby scam, but like the recent snow event here in Texas. Help people in your area by sending money, clicking here, and we will donate money to relief efforts. Again, you're better off going directly to those relief organizations and giving money directly through their websites than clicking on a social media site. Then there are the social media quizzes, and those are fun. But there may be an issue. Examples are, which Dr. Seuss character are you? Who will be your Valentine date? Only a true genius will score 100% on this quiz. These pop up on social media feeds, and they look like they're harmless and fun. And sometimes they really are. But taking them can leave you vulnerable to identity theft or fraud. Hackers and scammers are often behind many of these social media quizzes, so they can collect, use, and profit from personal information you share. A cybersecurity expert called Zinsir Haywood, she teaches in the Community Science Department at Dalhousie University, says we should never take them. The reason is the social media quizzes, a lot of them use the same questions that your financial organizations use for security purposes to verify your identity when you need to change your password or access your account without a password. Some examples include name of your hometown, the name of your first pet. Different questions will be asked on different quizzes, But the hackers and scammers, if you take multiple quizzes, they can gather enough of your personal information to be able to access that bank or credit card account. They may be watching your social media, know your location, and other things. But by putting them all together, then they're collecting enough information to open another account or use your account to purchase things. So how do you protect yourself? Be careful. First of all, be aware that these quizzes can be collecting this information. They're not really free. You are paying with the personal data that you're giving them. And legitimate companies also use quizzes like this to gather data. So you just need to be aware. If you love these quizzes and cannot resist filling them out, nobody says you have to answer them with your real information. Make something up. Put in fake information, especially on the questions that might be used by your financial information. Again, your pet's name or your hometown, or what's your favorite color. I mean, you're the one who knows the truth, and you can post something that will mislead the hackers. Once you take these quizzes, remember, you cannot take that information back. It's out there. So be aware of all your online transactions to make sure no unusual banking or credit card activity occurs. So let's do a review of some social media safety tips. First, be picky. Only accept or follow friends that you actually know in real life. Don't post your location. And friends who tag you may also be giving out your location. Be careful with apps. Game apps like Candy Crush may give away your location or other identifiable information. Never allow apps to store your login credentials. Assume that everything you post online is permanent. Do not reveal too much or say something you'll regret. Remember, if you wouldn't say it to someone's face, you shouldn't post it. Don't overshare. Just because a site asks for information doesn't mean you have to give it. Most of the time, only a few of the requested bits of information are actually required to set up an account. So give the least amount you can and don't share the rest. Customize your privacy settings. Don't use the default settings because they usually provide only the minimum in security. And be sure you update settings regularly. Be careful about who can access your contacts. You don't want random sites to have access to your contacts. Some sites might use the information to send emails to everyone in your list, or even everyone you've ever sent an email to. It's best to delete online accounts that haven't been used in a long time. If you're not using it, shut it down. At least that will take the information further out of access. If you get a suspicious message from one of your contacts, double check with them in person. Scammers can break into someone's account, or they can steal publicly available information to create a forged account, impersonating anyone. If you suspect that a message is fraudulent, use some other method to contact your friend and verify the dubious claim. Here are a list of resources that you can contact if you have an issue with online security. There are federal agencies, and I've also posted the one for Texas. Thank you, and we'll talk to you again next week.